So what are you guys farmers or?
Well, I'm a general manager at a restaurant.
Okay.
I, however, used to be a farmer.
Yeah, I farm in Fishersville.
I started my own farm about four or 5 years ago.
I manage the farmers market here in Charlottesville.
We aggregate, we store, we market, and we distribute source-identified food.
I'm a cook at a local restaurant, and I prepare food for these videos.
I'm a creative director and storyteller at Just Believes. These are the stories that need to be heard. Plus, I was hungry, so why not have friends over and tell stories?
We just, I think, love food, right? That's why we're all here.
For this dish to happen, for me to be able to cook this food went through not only the hands of the farmers who picked it and the distributors who got it to us, and then eventually the way we ended up here and I processed it. There's generations of work behind simply getting this food to us. It's never just one person, and it's something that we tend to forget and not cherish how lucky we are that so many people came together, so many stories were brought together to end up with this dish which we just take for granted.
You know, farming is a very social occupation, right? You're in the field, you're working with people, you're talking, and that's sort of how you're able to go through the flow in the day. And it's very much so like that in a kitchen.
What we're doing here, we're building relationships around this table where the focus is the food. Even at a restaurant, that's what happens. When I bond with my coworkers, we're bonding over food. It is our interest and our love of food that brought us together in the first place, and a lot of our most amazing experiences will, in one way or another, involve food.
One of my fondest memories of the summer was we had this really awesome salad. It was a spinach salad. We ran out, and it wasn't even like an hour into service. We just got slammed. And Pat was like, well, I'm not really doing much. I'll go out and harvest it for you. Really? So he shows up like mid-service. This is one of those situations where a farmer showing up mid-service was the most amazing thing in the world. So he shows up mid-service with just a big tote of greens and was like, yeah, here you go. And it was just awesome. And it brought such good camaraderie to the kitchen, to like the staff, you know. I like took their picture, put it on Instagram, like, you know, when you have nothing to do on a Friday night, farm party.
I feel like one day restaurants are going to plan that where they're like, can you have a little more dirt on your boots?
I mean, I have a lot of great farmers that have like great produce and everything, but like if you can't connect with your customers and you aren't good at putting yourself out there, then they kind of just become stagnant, which is fine with them a lot of the times. But the ones that really want to do some heavy sales and everything, they have to really form a relationship with their customers, and then actually go out to each of these restaurants. We do have a lot of restaurants that actually come by the market. I'm sure you've seen a lot of chefs at the market.
Come by and introduce themselves.
And they'll try out things, and we're really fortunate at our market to have really high quality stuff. So the chefs just really come straight to the source, and it grows from there.
The restaurateur often needs to put together a full menu, and it's far and few between restaurants that can do that seasonally, locally, regionally, all year round. Mm-hmm. Right? So, and especially in months like February, when we've got a pretty limited availability list, it's just hard for them to even hit the order minimum for us to be able to build an order to send it to them.
A big part of what I'm trying to do as the face of my company and the farmer and all the other parts, but like a big part of the limitation is getting people to try what I have. The success rate is pretty impressive, I'd say, especially compared to a lot of other types of businesses not at the market. Of that, like when someone takes home a pack of just, they go, oh, it's just ground beef, it's just ground animal, right? Like that's the lowest grade, whatever, blah, blah. You know, there's a perception that like ground beef is not that great, and why do I want to pay all this extra for it? The steak, they kind of get it special, but it's like, you get them to take that ground beef home and try it, and you get so many people come back and they say, I haven't had ground beef like that in like since I was a kid.
Restaurants and consumers are more aware of like what we're talking about, of like using, like you're seeing whole animal restaurants becoming a thing slowly. You're seeing like this effort to reduce food waste.
I think there is a perpetual uphill challenge around the spoken desire for what to meant. Like, yeah, I want to buy local. I'll buy local beef for my school system all day long. And when rubber meets the road, everyone's got a budget.
Yep.
And it's really hard to procure this kind of food at a number that makes sense for the farmer and make it be the norm.
Well, how do you feed a big city like Charlottesville? You guys can name any idea, right? I could be like, well, we could let's eat a local diet. We'll have a farmer grow squash. We'll store it in the basements of apartments, and then we'll disperse that through the apartments throughout the year, and like have all this produce coming in. It's like sounds like a radical idea, right? And everybody's like, that's crazy, never gonna happen. You know what we never thought either is that we're gonna grow one crop and spray the shit out of it with glyphosate. Like that idea is crazy. Why are the ideas of having a local economy providing for the entire like region? Why is that a crazy idea?
The strength of local food systems comes from the fact that it's community owned, community driven, transparent, and values based. And as it turns out, that community, the next local community over, they're doing the same thing, the same values. It's different farms, it's a different zip code.
Right.
And then same thing over here, and same thing over here, and same thing over here, but they're all struggling. The farms are still struggling, everyone's still struggling to try to like make it work.
I call it a special kind of stupid to want to farm, because you're destined to not make a lot of money. As like a whole, farmers are considered to be like poor, right? It's like you're a farmer, you don't make a lot of money, or you're a chef, you don't make a lot of money. Like what? That is like beyond messed up.
I don't have time to really focus on my own health when the whole reason I'm doing this is because I think we need to have a healthier planet and we need to have healthier humans and a healthier community.
We are now beginning to think about like how do we be good actors in helping to be part of a regional food system to help our local food system first.
We're part of this community. We want to help people out. And again, it's like just because it's local doesn't mean it's better, but I'd much rather someone here be better off for an average product than some unnamed entity be better off for the same average product.
We want to fight this fight on our collective behalf, and we can't do it without you.
Right.
At the end of the day, like, we like good food.
We do draw a line in the sand around like good food.
Definitely. We just, I think, love food, right? That's why we're all here.
Thank you very much for feeding me.
Thank you for feeding me.
Yeah. Funny how that comes around. This is a lot of hard work of a lot of people, hard people. Like your hard work, my hard work, the farmer's hard work.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But this is the whole purpose of why you do it, kind of.
Yeah.
So people can eat well.
Hell of a meal.